Hello and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where I will start today's video by wishing especially all of our American friends a very happy Thanksgiving. It has been it's been really lovely, actually. We've had a lot of messages, and I will mention some of them when we get to sort of birthdays and other things, from people saying thank you to us, which I hardly think we deserve, but yeah, it sort of warmed the cockles of our hearts. So, and those are cockles that need warming at the moment. Let me tell you, it is bitterly cold here in my Surrey attic. Really, really properly cold. I forgot to put the heating on as well, so I'm sitting here feeling Baltic. But anyway, yeah, that is by the by. Let me talk about today's puzzle. That is the most important thing. That is the reason we're here, is to solve some variant Sudoku. And this puzzle is called Tilted, and it's by Crusader175, and apparently it is really rather wonderful. And the moment I saw this grid, I was like, wow, that is really very clever. It's just beautiful, isn't it? These pills here, they have a funny rule about them. They're coordinates. So it's sort of, you know, if this was let me just try and put in an example. If that was 1, 9, 3, that would be saying that row 1, column 9 contained a 3. So they're like pinpointing digits around the grid. And there's a couple of other rules as well, but it's a beautiful conception, and apparently a really wonderful puzzle to solve as well. 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so hopefully doable, but maybe not trivial. And I will get to the rules and read them for you in a moment or two's time. I don't have much news for you apart from the messages today. Let me just think. Well, a reminder. The video we did yesterday, which was on this new type of dynamic fog of war, is proving to be one of our most popular videos in a while. So definitely, if you enjoy Fog of War Sudoku, do check out our brand new app. We have 12 apps altogether, but the newest one and our most popular app ever is Fog of War Sudoku. So that is already out. Oh yes, I was meant to talk to you about the Cracking the Cryptic dating app, or dating agency. I think that's what we're calling the Patreon reward, which is coming up on the 1st of December. Anyway, no, I'm not prepared to talk to you about that, but it is coming up. It's something a bit different, yeah, look out for that. As I say, 4 p.m. on the 1st of December is when that will be released over on Patreon. And let's talk about some of the messages we've had, and some of the birthdays that I want to. I'll make sure I have got them all written down. That's a relief. Actually, I'll say thank you myself to start with. Dr. Chris Labos, who is an author and podcaster of some note, wrote to us yesterday about, I think he'd been giving a presentation at McGill University over in Montreal, talking about avoiding burnout, and saying that Cracking the Cryptic apparently is something that has helped people in that regard. And then someone in the audience said that we were the best channel on YouTube, which I'd love to believe is true, but I doubt it. I honestly don't think either of us really still know what we're doing. We've been doing this for a few years now. The setup hasn't changed much in all that time. I have upgraded my microphone, not recently, I hasten to add, but after 2 or 3 years, I did deign to buy one of these microphones. Has anything else changed? No, we don't have a studio. All we do is solve puzzles and do birthdays. That's the secret to whatever success we have. Anyway, Chris, thank you for taking the time to write to us, and to make us think that we are a proper YouTube channel. I'll also say particular thank you. We did get a lot of messages, but I'll say a particular thank you to Orin Otter, and to Peg, who sent us very kind messages on this Thanksgiving. Do appreciate it, and appreciate you both, for reasons you'll be aware of. So thank you. Then birthday-wise, I've got a few birthdays to do today. Let's say a very happy birthday to Ben over there in Dublin from your girlfriend Rasheen. The two of you love solving Sudoku puzzles together. And I was intrigued to read that you're planning Halloween costumes for next year based off 3 in the corner and pencil mark. Now, if that means you're going to dress up as our pencil mark, that will be a very frightening Halloween costume, let me tell you. But anyway, Ben, many happy returns. I hope you have a great day today with some chocolate cake. Now, someone I also know loves chocolate cake is Brandon. And Brandon, your girlfriend Raina wrote to us and told us that you watch every day and do a lot of solving as well. You really do enjoy Sudoku. So I hope you have a great birthday today. I think it sounds like Raina's sorting the chocolate cake for you, so I hope that turns out to be true. And next we'll say happy 18th birthday to Eva. Eva, your parents wrote to us, and then it occurred to me that, well, I think your father, it must be, is called Stoico. So that should limit the Evas. It's possible we have more than one Eva with a birthday today watching. Probably not 2 with an 18th birthday, but Eva, hopefully you know who you are. But they and I wanted to wish you a very happy birthday today. And then finally, over there in Mexico, Paulina, your boyfriend Rodrigo, wrote to us and said you would appreciate a shout out. So many happy returns to you. A country I've never visited but would love to go to. And I hope you have a great birthday with some chocolate cake today. And that's all the news. So on this Thanksgiving, let's turn our attention to Tilted by Crusader175, and I will read you the rules. They are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. The digits X, Y, and Z in pill shapes, reading left to right, signify that row X, column Y equals Z. So that's what we said before, but I can probably formalize that like that. So row X, column Y is where we'd put the digit Z. That's how coordinates work. Oh, then has an example. For example, if a pill read 825, then the cell in row 8, column 2 would be a 5. Yeah, so let's do that. 825, row 8, column 2 would be a 5. That's right, isn't it? I think that's right. Feels right. Diagonal. Digits along the negative diagonal must not repeat. So this is sometimes called the negative diagonal because if you were to plot a graph of y against x, this would have a negative gradient, as opposed to this one, which is often called a positive diagonal. So you can't repeat a digit on this diagonal. And then we've got a modular line here. Any set of 3 sequential cells along a teal line must contain 1 digit from 147, 1 digit from 258, and 1 digit from 369. This brings back memories of last weekend's Math Pesto puzzle. Yeah, you can think about these as if you look at your number pad, which I'm loath to do because I never use it. But if you look at the vertical digits on a number pad, that's how the numbers divide. So sometimes it's a sort of some people talk about the remainder when you divide these numbers by 3. So 3, 6, and 9 have a 0 remainder. 1, 4, and 7 always have a remainder of 1, and 2, 5, and 8 have a remainder of 2. But you can also think about it as the stripes on your number pad keyboard. So imagine this square was from the 258 set. Then let's give that a colour. Then this one would have to be either from the 369 or the 147 set. This one would be from whatever that one wasn't. But then look at this 3-cell segment. This one, and this one. You can see that hasn't got a blue one in it, so that would have to have a blue one there. So if this was 258, this would be 258. And so that you get this repetition every 3 along the line. I hope that's not considered solving. I don't think it should be. It's more an explanation of the rules. And then the last rule says that cells separated by an X sum to 10, so these sum to 10, and not all x's are given. So it's perfectly possible, for example, for that to be an 8 and then not to be an x between those two digits, even though they do add up to 10. And they are all of the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. And this is rather too redolent to me of sort of indexing puzzles generally, which I have. I got better at 159 after a while, but I have to say I don't find indexing puzzles as natural as people who program seem to. I think this really plays into the hands of people who enjoy programming computers. Now, let's think about this. What do we know? We know that the digits that are being indexed are different. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 7 digits being referenced. Yeah, and the digit, I see. Okay, and the digits that are being referenced, because the coordinates always sum to 10, they are actually going to be on the positive diagonal. That's weird. Okay, so if you think about these as coordinates, think about a 4, 6, for example. If one of these was 4, 6, row 4, column 6 is this digit. If one of them was row 7, it was 7 and 3, that would be this digit. And the opposite, 3 and 7, would be that digit. So the digits we are sort of indexing, or the positions, I should say, where these cells end up is on that diagonal in one of those squares. So maybe we'll just draw a line in. We're just going to draw a line to indicate that. There we go. So we're looking for positions. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because I've just realised that middle one. I'm going to make it a discontinuous line. That cannot be an indexed position, because that's row 5, column 5, and that will break Sudoku. Now, if I put 2 5s into that, in an x, the x itself, the mathematics of the x would work, but Sudoku would break. You can't put 2 5s in a row. So now I've got 8 cells on this diagonal and 7 x's. So only one of the various types of x's is not used. And there are exactly 8. If you think about it, there are 8 brands of x. Because 1 and 9, obviously they add up to 10, but they could be either way round. 9 and 1 or 1 and 9. 2 and 8, 8 and 2, 3 and 7, 7 and 3, 4 and 6, 6 and 4. So there are 8 types, only one of which is not used. Now, it's going to be this modular thing, isn't it? I haven't thought about that at all. So let's think about colouring the modular line then. So every 3 cells, so those 3 are the same. Yeah, okay, so those are the same, and these are the same. Maybe I shouldn't have a purple line and a purple colouring. So if, for example, this was from the 147 set, then this would be from the 147. Yeah, here's an interesting point. These are different. Yeah, that's very interesting. So imagine that blue was from the 147 set. Could you repeat a digit? Now, in theory, you could repeat a digit on the modular line, but you can't here. Because the moment you repeat a digit, you repeat a coordinate, and you can't repeat a coordinate to put a different digit into row 1, column 9 in this instance, because we know these 2 digits are different, don't we? Because they're on the negative diagonal. The negative diagonal contains 1 of each digit, so these are different, and we can't put different digits into the same coordinate. So, what that means, let me just tidy up. I must remember to take out this 147 as well, because that's well, it could turn out to be right, but it's not necessarily right, because this could be 369 or the 258 set. But these are all, this is a set, this is a complete set of thingies, of whatever its, you know, its vertical stripe on the number pad. If it's 147, it is a 1, a 4, and a 7. If it's 369, it's a 3, a 6, and a 9. And if it's 258, it's a 2, a 5, and an 8. Well, it's not 258. Right. Okay. So this is a fascinating puzzle. It's weird, but okay. Blue is not the 258 set, and that's because we could put a 2 into one of these, we could put an 8 into one of these, but then the final one would have to be a double 5. Otherwise, you'd repeat a 2 or an 8, and you can't do that because we've just proved you can't have the same position being indexed with 2 different digits. So the 258, well, so one of these, this one, either green or yellow, is specifically a 2-8 pair, because we can never put 5 on an X. So right, what does that mean? So one of these, either this one or this one, are a 2-8 pair, so they are indexing this position and that position. That doesn't look like it could be the yellow one to me. Is that wrong? But isn't that going to give us a problem here? I might be wrong about this, but what's troubling me is, imagine yellow is a 2-8 pair, because one of these would be 2, one of these would be 8. So one of these is saying row 2 column 8 equals blob, which is that digit. And one of them is saying row 8 column 2 equals blob. But this one, that blob, couldn't go in either of those. So if this was a 2-8 pair in either order, it would be saying that digit goes there or there, and that breaks Sudoku. That's really cool. So this means that green is 2-8, and these 2 digits are the red digits. We're getting some quite crazy colouring going on here. Now, the other thing that occurs to me, actually, let me think about this. So, one of these is row 8 column 2, one of them is row 2 column 8. These are different, these are different. No. And then no other coordinates have any 2s and 8s in them. Yeah, okay, so the central digit of the puzzle is a 2 or an 8 by Sudoku. Yeah, look at this digit very specifically. Where is that in box 5? And the answer is there, I think. Because every other coordinate that isn't the green coordinate is either from the 147 set or the 369 set. So they don't involve 2s and 8s at all. So in this box, that digit doesn't go there, it doesn't go in the row with the 2-8 pair, and it doesn't go in a coordinated X. So it goes there. So that digit is the same as that digit. And that digit so that digit is, hang on, actually I'm getting confused now because my colouring, I know what I'll do. I'll make one of the greens lighter coloured. Right, because we know these are different. So I know that's light green and that's dark green, and I know that's dark green. Right, now where's light green in this box is my question. Light green, which can't go on a coordinate, is in one of two places. Now can it be, or does it have to be on the diagonal? It has to appear somewhere on the diagonal, because the diagonal includes all of the digits. Well, let's be clear, that diagonal, the negative diagonal, includes all of the digits. Oh, yeah, and the positive diagonal definitely includes at least one repeated digit. And that is because that digit is already... No, that's wrong. I'm totally wrong. I'm getting confused between my reds. I'm sorry. No, that is right. It's right, but I was right, but for the wrong reason. Yeah, that digit does go somewhere else on the positive diagonal, because whatever the reference is here, let's say this was a 1-9 pair, that would be saying put that digit there. So this does repeat, because that can't be row 5, column 5. And it definitely doesn't repeat in red, because that would make that a 2-8 pair. So going back to it, if that was light green, then light green would be placed. Oh, in fact, that's interesting. Where are the greens in this box? They can't be in the coordinates. Oh, no. Right, where's dark green in this box is a better question than light green. Where's dark green in box 9? It's not there. It's not on the diagonal. It's not in a coordinate, so it's there. Yeah, oh right, this is not right. Now where's light green in this box? Not here, not on a coordinate, so it's in one of those two squares. And light green therefore is not there, so that is light green, and I've now got a 2-8 pair. I've got a 2-8 pair, a 2-8 pair, so they're both in these. So dark green is in those. Light green I think could be in all of them. Well, although one of them is a 2, isn't it, which goes up there, and that's going to impact on the ability of this to be one of those colours. I don't know if this is how you're meant to do the puzzle, but it's very it's my way of doing it, a colourful way of doing it. So this digit and this digit are those two digits. Now and okay, and it's the same actually in column 4, isn't it? Those digits are the dark, well, 2 of these 3 digits are a 2-8 pair. I mean, let's actually just put that in just so I can, whoopsie, I can keep track of that. And therefore, what do we do next? So we know one of these, and that one. So if yellow, I'm just gonna put the options in here. This is going to be a terrible pencil mark. 1, 4, 7. So 147 goes 963, and that's 369. And this is, oh, so it switches modularity. Does that make sense? I suppose it does. Yeah, we must end up 10 itself has a 1 remainder when divided by 3. Yeah, that does make sense. So if you put a 147, this is nonsense, but if you do put a 147 on an X domino, the other digit will have to be from the 369 set, won't it? And if you put a 369 on, the other one will have to be from the 147, sort of by modularity, in order to end up with a number that's more, you know, that's 1 mod 3. So whatever this is, that's throwing green onto the diagonal. It can't throw green there or there. Yes, okay, that's interesting. So this can't be 4-6 or 6-4, I don't think, because that would repeat this green digit in its own box. There we go. So this, no, that doesn't work. It's either from the 1-7 set or the 3-9 set. If it was once, what do you mean? Well, yes, that's true. But if it's 1-9, it's throwing green. It's not that. That's bizarre. But if it was 1-9, green would go there, where green can't go because of where green apparently is. Dark green, this is in box 9. So that is not 1. That is not 9. So we are honing in. If I can get rid of 7-3. Oh, yes, I can. Oh, that's it. Right, there we go. I've done it. Right. If this was 7-3, it's throwing dark green here. Now that's in the same row as dark green already is. So it doesn't throw it there. So that's not 7-3. And now yellow is from one modular group. It's only got, I don't know whether it's 3 or 9, but it's from 3 or 9. So this must be 3, 6, 9. And the blue, in order to ensure we've got one of each modularity, is 1, 4, 7. And therefore we know that these squares, by my modular trick, are 3, 6, 9. We know this is 1, 4, 7. And we've at least now distinguished our modularity. So right, so this is not 6-4. No, that's wrong. Or is it? Well, it's not 6-4 if that's green, because if that's 6-4 and that's light green, it's throwing it there where it can't be. Oh, well, oh, that would be good. If this is 6 and this is 4, it's actually, I hadn't realised this, but it's actually specifically now indexing that cell, isn't it? So that has to be the answer to the equation. Row 6, column 4 equals that. So that would be a 1, 4, or 7. So that would be 1 or 7. This would be 1 or 7. I don't know whether that's possible, but it feels very powerful if it is. What about 4, 6? Do we know about this digit? We do know that 4, 6 is indexed because one of these blue squares is 4. So this square is definitely the answer to the... Oh, it's not the answer to that one. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So this isn't 4, 6. Because that would be saying that this digit was the same as this digit. So this is 1, 7, or... well, this is 1, 7. Yeah, I see. What we've got to do is rule out the answers being in the same coordinated position. What I mean by that is, imagine that, yeah, this is the answer, or this is the digit that is getting transposed by this position. So what we cannot have is a 3 here, because that's giving the column number of this. So obviously, if this was 7, 3, row 7, column 3 equals this digit, you'd put that digit there in row 7, column 3. They would be in the same position. So we've got to not do that. So we can go down this 2, 8. No, that's definitely not able to be in either of those. That isn't. 3, 9 has nothing to do with that position. 2, 8 nearly has something to do with that position, but doesn't quite hit it. Now that I don't think that one works either. Yeah, 8 can't be the answer there. 9 can be the answer here. If that's a 9, then this is a 1, and we're transposing this digit there in its own column, and that doesn't work. Oh, that's so annoying. So we get a chocolate teapot. I don't know if that's an official Thanksgiving food item, along with turducken, which is one of my favourite things to say. But look, we haven't actually got this down at all. We've got all options available in blue. Chocolate teapotted. Okay, so I've got to do something else. I don't understand. What on earth am I meant to do here? I don't know. Oh. Green is in one of those two squares, but green can repeat here, can't it? Yeah, it can actually. If that was 9, 1, then that digit would get thrown here. So how do we do this then? That's green. Ah! Oh, that's weird. I don't understand what I've apparently just discovered. Okay, I can sort of articulate it a little bit. Right. Yeah, I've done this a bit wrong, I think, or wrongly. I think I could have done it slightly differently, and it would have shown me this up in a clearer way. Right, look at this thing here. The point is that because the blue digits are from the 1, 4, 7 set, we could in effect have plotted them down this diagonal into rows 1, 4 and 7, couldn't we? So we know that the blue digits, or an initial blue digit on an X, index is exactly this square, and exactly this square from their answer cells. But the point there is, look at the light green. Once we got rid of 1, 9 being possible here, and the reason we got rid of 1, 9 is because of the coincidence of these two cells, but once that disappeared, this coordinate is giving rise to this position and this position, both of which see light green. So light green can't be the answer here anymore. This has to be light, so that's not light green. And light green is 2 or 8. So I've got a 2, 8 pair. Oh, nearly. Very nearly. I've got light green now in one of 2 places by Sudoku in box 7. Now, what on earth does that mean? That's not a 2. I don't know. Sorry. That's still not done it, has it? What do we mean? What is it I'm meant to appreciate here? I think it's something to do. I might have to colour my blue digits as well, different sort of shades. So the blue digits, or the blue references, are going into these squares. And that means what exactly? We've got a 1-7 pair in box 5. How do we do this? Oh, maybe I can... Oh, nearly. That digit in box 1 is quite restricted because it can't go on the diagonal because it's already made an appearance. So it's in one of 2 places. Now, if it was the 2, then we would know it was there. Okay, I can get the 2 then. Yeah, this digit, yes, the way to think about this is to say, where is 2 in box 1? Now, it's not on the diagonal because it's already appeared. I don't know which one of these is 2, but it's definitely appeared on the diagonal already. So 2 is in one of 2 positions. It's in one of those 2 positions. So that is not a 2. And now in this panoply of digits, that is a 2. And that is therefore definitely a green digit. But I don't know which colour of green it is. Now, so what does that mean? I don't know. It is. It's all about... You just have to keep picking away at this diagonal thing in order to see what's going on. Okay. That one now is quite interesting. Yeah, because this has an answer that is a 2 or an 8. Now, one thing I can tell you, therefore, is that this is not 6. Because remember, we thought about whether or not... If this is 6, it's indexing that digit. So that's not 6. That's not 4. And therefore... what is that doing? That is saying either this is lime green or row 3 column 7 is lime green. Because this is either row 9 column 1. Oh, but hang on. Oh, hang on, what's going on? Because now both of these, both of the yellow digit coordinates are 3 and 9. They are indexing these 2 positions. So this digit is an 8, isn't it? Is that mad, or is that must be right, I think. Because both of these are different numbers. This is either 3, 7, because the yellow digits are from the 3, 6, 9 set, neither can be 6. We've worked that out. So one of these is 3, 7, giving rise to a 2, 8 answer. And one of them is 9, 3, because these digits must be different, otherwise they'd be indexing the same digit into the same position. And one of them is 3, 7, one of them is 9, 1, but they are both indexing to 2 and 8. So this is a 2 or an 8, and we can see it's actually an 8. So that is not an 8. But I don't think I know. Well, oh, I've done it. I've done it. Right, because now the other one, this one, which is the row 9 column 1 that's giving rise to this, is here. That must be 2, because it's the opposite of this one. That one is one colour. I don't know what it is, but I think we're getting there, because this one now is placing 2 here, and that is not in a lime green position. So that must be dark green. So 2, wherever it occurs, is dark green, because it cannot be light green. Oh, and yes, in fact, look, it's going to all unwind down there. So 2 is dark green, 2 is dark green. That forces this one to be lime green. Let me just see if we can... Let's just propagate this as much as we can before we give up on it. So this is lime green. That's not lime green. So lime green's only got one position there, look. And now I think our best bet is literally to just, well, let's go to all the definite lime greens and write 8 into them. Go to all the definite dark greens and write 2 into those, and see if that's done anything. Well, it has actually, because 2 is a dark green. 2 is dark green, so that's not dark green. This is dark green, and that's an extra 2. We've now got, oh, I've got another one there. I've got all the 2s in the grid. Now, I can't quite get all of the... Oh, no, I can. I can get all the 8s as well, because this 8's knocking out that square as being lime green. So that's 8, and that's 8, and that's all of them. So we actually got all of the 2s and all of the 8s. But we also know that the coordinates now, so this 2 is in row 9 column 1. It is not in row 3 column 7. So that is 9. This is 1. This is brilliant, isn't it? It's quite brilliant. That's a 4 now. So 4 and 6 is that digit. Those 2 digits are the same. We must give that a colour. Let's give those orange. Now, if that's 4, that is not 4 as well. So our chocolate teapot gets resolved. This is absolutely, it's so clever. It's a weird puzzle, actually. It's one of these ones that happens sort of twice a week, where I just think, what on earth possessed you to go through the thought processes necessary to set this puzzle, and then to set it in such an exquisite way? It's sort of it's higher powered intelligence, isn't it? Right, so that's going to, that digit is that one. Row 7, column 3. Yeah, these 2 digits are that's quite some pressure this digit is under. Because it has to, by Sudoku, 1, 2, 3, 5, 9. 1, 2, 3, it's 5 or 9, I think. It's not, oh, it's, and that's what the given digit's doing. That 5 is looking at that square, preventing it. So I did Sudoku on this. I said it couldn't be 1, 2, 3, 5 or 9. Sorry, it had to be 1, 2, 3, or no, 1, 3, 5 or 9 by this box. But I didn't see this. So it's now 1, 3 or 9, but this has got 1 and 3 in it. So this has to be 9, I think. Now these squares must be good. 1, 3 and 5. Now one of those is a red digit. Row 8, oh, but it's going there. Row 8, column 2. So that's 1, 3 or 5. Let's get rid of these 2 then. Or not get rid of them, but change their colour. I'll make both of those purple. Now, and try the same trick. So this is a 4, 5 or 6 by Sudoku in this box. And that's 4, 5, and that's 4. There we go. C's 6 down here, C's 5. So that must be 4. And Now we've almost... Well, the other thing we could think about, you know, is that this diagonal cannot have a repeated digit on it. We haven't actually got very many digits on it though. 1, 3, 5, 6, 7. So these are 3, 5, 6 and 7. Yeah, where's 1? That's the question. Sorry, there's a variety of ways you can probably attack this now. But where's 1 on the negative diagonal was the question that I ought to have asked and failed to ask. So that gets me another digit. Do I know what that is? Row 7, column 3. That is 5 or 6. It's not 5 anymore, so that's 6. That's 6. That's 5. It's beautiful, isn't it? It really is. It's very, very unusual. Now, okay, let's go back to that digit, which is the same as that digit. I'm running out of colours. I'll make those grey. So, by Sudoku, I think we're looking at 3, 4, 5 or 7. Well, so it's 3 or 7. It could be a 3 in the corner. I can't see whether that's resolved. 3 or 7 though, okay. We've not put 5, so these are a 3, 5, 7 triple now on the negative diagonal. And weirdly, that doesn't seem to be resolved. So these are 4, 6 pair, and I can do that though, 6 and 4. One of these is a 4. One of those is a 6. This row maybe, 4, 7, 9. Yeah, that's a 9, naked single. 9. I mean, it's outrageous being made to do so much Sudoku in a Sudoku puzzle, but needs must. Right, oh, I was trying to write 4 and 7 into there. Failed miserably. 3, 5 and 9. Oh, can we do that? 3, 5 and 9 there? Yes, that's got to be 3. That's got to be 9. That's got to be 5. So these squares are 4 and 6, which we can also do. So 6 is in one of those two now. This bottom row needs 1, 5, 7, so that's 5. Let's tidy up our pencil marks, and I should be able to do this column now. It doesn't seem to have a 3 in it. Now, has that helped? It probably, I don't know actually. Let's try row 6. 1, 4, 5, 9. So that's 5 or 9. Oh, 9 in the row actually. Has to go there. So these are 1, 4 and 5. And that's a 1 therefore. Oh, sorry, that 3's been down there for ages. Oh, I didn't get a 3 in the corner. Sorry, I got a 7. That's 5. Oh. I've got a 3 in this corner instead. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight losing its religion. Okay, so 1, 6 and 9. That must be resolved, is it? Yeah, 9 goes here. 1 goes here. 6 goes here. 6 goes here. 4 goes here. This 1, 7 doesn't seem as being a bit recalcitrant, isn't it? Right, let's figure out what's going on at the top. We need 1 and, well, let's put the 9 in. We need a 1, 5 pair, which we can do, and that's going to fix the 1, 7 pair and presumably place a 7 here. And then we just need 3 and 5 here. We can do that. What do we need there? 1 and something? 7? Yeah, we can do that. 6 and 4, and we can do that. Beautiful. I think it's finishing now. Famous last words, but it does seem to be prepared to give up its secrets. I mean, my colouring is all over the place, but what a beautiful puzzle. Let's see if it's right. Yes, absolutely brilliant. Gosh, it's not been around long. We've had quite some recommendations to do this. Wow. Well, Tilted by Crusader175. Crusader175, take a bow. I give thanks to you on this Thanksgiving for coming up with such a brilliant and bizarre puzzle. I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure. I have a feeling there might have been a way of doing it using colouring that was a little bit better than I managed to find there. I'm not sure. I'll be interested to read the comments. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.